All right, folks. So we are looking at a 2-1-2 full court basketball press. Okay. This is a trap, what we're looking at here. And, basically, as you can see to start off, we are lined up in a 2-1-2. Okay. So what does that mean? We have two players up here in the front court, one player up here in the front court, and then two players here in the back court. Okay. So with some, full court press traps, we want to put the pressure up high. It's not necessarily the case on this one. We want to focus our trap at half court on this one. So what does that mean? Okay, so we're going to still put the pressure, pretty high to start. But as you can see, we're not going to set our double and triple teams in the front court too much. We're going to set them up so we can double and triple team them at half. It's a little bit of a different full court press. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so we're going to assume that we're going to get the ball into one of these players right here, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to guard them so that we're forcing them sideline. Okay, we want to basically clog up the middle here, to prevent them going up the middle, trying to bring the ball up the middle, right? So they're seeing, okay, this is pretty clogged, so we're going to guard them so that we're pushing them over here toward the sideline. We want them to bring the ball down the side of the floor, right? That is the goal. Okay, so we're going to force that. Let's have this player here force them so that they're bringing the ball down the side of the floor. We want them to do that, and we're still not trapping them. We're just forcing them down the side, forcing them down the side. And where we want to aim them is right here, right? We want to force them to come to about half court, and that's where we're going to set our trap. And the reason that we're going to do that is because if we set our trap at half court, they're going to be so concerned with, oh, I can't step back, or I can't, as if they're at half court, if they step back, that's a back court violation. So we want to get them right at half. So then basically we have an additional defender there, right? We're going to force them, say to about right here, right? When they get there, then obviously this player is going to move back because we're forcing them and we're letting them have it, right? When they get to about there, that's when we're going to put that trap onto them, right at this half court line. Okay, why are we doing that? Well, then, like I said, the half court is an additional defender, right? So now you basically have four players trapping, right? You have number 3, you have number 4, you have the sideline, and then you also have the half court line here. That is 4 players defending because they can't step over that half court line then, right? We want to get them as soon as they cross half or while they're at the half court line. Okay, so then, like I said, we have 4 players trapping almost. Now, while that happens, okay, we are going to have number 1 shift over here, right? And number 1 is basically going to be around as a safety, but also to cover the inbounder, right? We're going to have number 2 shift over as well, but they're basically covering this defender right here if we have some sort of swing pass. Okay, let's say in the event that the player with the basketball here, oh my goodness, I'm all messed up with my diagram. Okay, this blue player with the basketball swings the ball back over here. What are we going to do? How are we going to set? Well, in this case, what we're going to do is actually have number 1 sprint over here to cover the far side, and number 2 sprint down to cover the basketball. Okay, now number 3 is set back over here, and we're back into basically the start, right? We're basically back to the inbounder having the basketball. So we want to do the same thing, right? We want to make ourselves big, right? So hands up, etc. We don't want that person to feel like they can run down the middle. Right, we're going to hope that they swing the ball back over here, right? And when they do that, we're then running the same exact thing, okay? Number 1 is going to force this player down the sideline, right? Number 3 is going to move up here to cover, right? And now we're doing that exact same thing. We're going to force them down the sideline, right? Let them have it to about right here, right? We're going to run up there with them. And then once they get to about half court, that's when we are going to set our trap right there, okay? And then we have these 2 players right here making themselves big, okay? So let's reset it. Let's go over it again from the beginning, okay? So we're just resetting into our 2-1-2, okay? Setting up the offense the same way. Again, so assuming they inbound the ball, right? we are going to guide them. Okay, guide them down the sideline. Okay, that's the thing we're focused on. That's the thing we're doing is guiding them down the sideline. This player is here making himself big or herself big, right? Pushing them that way. We're going to guide them down the sideline, guide them down the sideline, make them think they beat us this way, right? And the way we're going to prevent that pass from happening is, again, setting that trap, being big, right? We're going to get to about right here, right? We're going to set that trap, let them get over half, set that trap, right? Force our hands up, make them big, right? And hopefully get a steal in that type of way. So that is a 2-1-2 full court press. Okay, like I said, this one is a little bit different, right? If you're a team who likes to press, right, you can throw this one out there to kind of throw your opponent off of their game a little bit, right? Because typically, like I said, with a full court press, you're putting so much pressure up high in the front court that teams are expecting that you're going to try to trap them right away. Whereas this one, we're kind of taking the foot off the gas a little bit, right? We're kind of fooling them a little bit to say, hey, we're actually not going to put too much pressure on you. And they're going to think that they're all fine. They're going to think they're good to go. And then once they get to half court, we immediately hit them with that trap, right? That's when we put the pressure on them. That's when we make ourselves big. We have our hands up. And hopefully they try to make some crazy long lob pass down the floor to, one of these guys right here, right? And that's when, our number 4 man can have their hands up high. Number 2 can have their hands up high, and we can, set our trap effectively and, hopefully get a steal there, right? That's what we want. We want to, basically not reach, not have our hands down to try to take the ball, but have our hands up high and get a stop that way. So overall, this is the 2-1-2 full court press. It's something a little bit different to throw out there. It doesn't need to be used every time, but it's something a little bit different to change it up. Hold on one quick second, coaches. Before you go anywhere, I've got a couple free resources waiting for you from the Basketball Coaches Academy that'll take your practices and take your teams to the next level. First off, grab your complete guide to the continuous motion offense, which breaks down exactly how to teach your players to play the game, not just run plays. You'll learn what continuous motion offense really means, proven drills to build it, and how to run a motion offense continuously. We have lots of different things in this guide. We have video demonstrations, we have diagrams, we have descriptions, everything that you would need. If you want your athletes to develop real basketball IQ, this is the starting point. The second item that I have for you is the 5 must-have out-of-bounds plays for all ages. These are game-tested sets that you can run with youth or high school teams. We have baseline out of bounds. We have sideline out of bounds, all free for you. They're simple to teach, tough to guard, and each play includes clear diagrams and coaching points so your team stops wasting possessions. And lastly, I have the practice plan template. This printable practice plan template is the exact layout that I use to organize and plan every practice session. So you can plug in your warm-ups, skill blocks, team drills, and scrimmage notes so you can walk into every gym with a clear plan and zero guesswork. So I have these 3 free items for you. You can claim them using the link in the description. They'll be sent to you right away. Enjoy.